The divisive political and legal battle over abortion in the U.S. has taken an unprecedented turn with the release of an internal Supreme Court draft document the public wasn't supposed to see. Leaked to the press and reported by news outlet Politico late Monday night, the document reads, "The Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and no such right is implicitly protected by any constitutional provision." Those words from Justice Samuel Alito seem to indicate how the conservative majority Supreme Court could soon officially decide on Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, a case regarding Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban. And the ruling could eliminate almost half a century of Supreme Court precedent on abortion. Catholic President Joe Biden, who supports abortion, opposing church teaching on the issue, weighing in.
It concerns me a great deal that we're going to, after 50 years, decide a woman does not have a right to choose.
The Supreme Court says the draft opinion does not represent a final decision by individual justices or final ruling, but has confirmed the document is authentic. It's labeled a first draft of the opinion of the court dated from February of this year. Signed by Justice Alito, it strongly suggests he was joined by other conservative justices on the court to form a majority opinion affirming Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. The draft summarizing when the Supreme Court ruled previously on the issue of abortion, it got it wrong. First in 1973 by legalizing abortion nationwide with Roe v. Wade, and again in 1992 by reaffirming Roe in Planned Parenthood v. Casey. Alito writes, "We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled," and calls for individual states to again regulate abortion, saying, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." The unexpected leak of the draft opinion sent shockwaves after it was first reported Monday, and soon people gathered outside the Supreme Court with their own abortion opinions.
This is a medical procedure that needs to be available for whatever reason a woman determines.
We believe that life begins at conception, so it's exciting news.
Protesters on both sides of the issue throughout the week here at the Supreme Court, and now police have placed these barriers up as even more protesters are expected. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts launched an investigation into the source of the leak and called it a singular and egregious breach, stating, "To the extent this betrayal of the confidences of the court was intended to undermine the integrity of our operations, it will not succeed. The work of the court will not be affected in any way."
A leak of any sort from the Supreme Court is incredibly rare.
Carrie Severino, president of the Judicial Crisis Network, a conservative advocacy organization, supports the conclusion of Alito's draft and describes the magnitude of the leak.
But to have a full draft opinion in the most significant case, maybe of this century, being leaked in this way is truly shocking.
It's unclear when a final ruling from the Supreme Court will come down. It could be late June or early July. But if the draft opinion holds, it would be a huge victory for unborn children and the pro-life movement. Kristen Hawkins, the president of Students for Life, has fought for the reversal of Roe the majority of her life.
Ending preborn human life has always been an egregious judicial error. So I think we're very, very optimistic at this moment.
The chairman of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops Committee on Pro-Life Activities, Archbishop William Laurie of Baltimore, writes, "We urge everyone to intensify their prayer and fasting that the final decision of the court will bring about the reversal of Roe and Casey." But Democrats on Capitol Hill aren't waiting to see what happens next at the Supreme Court.
This is as urgent and as real as it gets.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer promised a Senate vote in hopes of securing Roe v. Wade through legislation, though the needed support is in question.
We will vote to protect a woman's right to choose, and every American is going to see which side every senator stands on.
I feel really angry about this. And what I feel angry about is that an extremist Supreme Court is going to impose their views on the rest of America.
This week, congressional Democrats upset with the content of the leaked opinion and Republicans critical of the leak itself.
This lawless action should be investigated and punished to the fullest extent possible.
The future of abortion in America is on the line. Around half the states are poised to enact laws banning abortion if the Supreme Court overturns its 1973 Roe v. Wade decision. And the crowds that have gathered in the January cold for almost 50 years at the annual March for Life in Washington would have much to celebrate. But regardless of Supreme Court decisions, this year's marchers told us the fight for life is far from over.
If it gets overturned here, we need to start going in our states. We should have 50 pro-life marches that are just this size in every single state around our country.
Back up our words and our ideas with action, which means supporting women who are in crisis pregnancies.
Mark Irons, EWTN News In Depth.